All right, everybody. We're doing block day 2 study guide. Now, once again, there's not a lot of room for us to solve these, so we're going to try our best, okay? So let's do A first, 1A. So I'm going to subtract by x. I'm going to move the x's so they're all on one side. So this is going to be the subtraction property of equality. So when I do that, I get 2x plus 4 is equal to 12. Now, I could divide by 2 because all of the factors are divisible by 2, or all the terms are divisible by 2. But I'm going to subtract by 4 on both sides, making sure that I do it on both sides. So when I subtract by 4 on both sides, I get, oh, wait, this is the subtraction property of equality. Now, I see I don't have a lot of space, so I'm going to rewrite it up here. I get 2x is equal to 12. All right, class. What is that 2 doing to the x? Is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Yeah, it's multiplying. So the opposite of multiplying is going to be dividing. So we're going to use the division property of equality. All right, so we get x is equal to 6. How many solutions is this? Well, that's not a question on this, but it'd be one solution at 6. All right, so B. We're going to use the distributive property to get rid of this parentheses, this grouping. So this is 5 times everything inside. So this is 5 times x and 5 times 1. So I get 5x plus 5 is equal to 3x minus 9. We're going to, so that's the distributive property. So I'm going to write distributive prop. Now we're going to move it, the variables, so they're all on one side. So I'm going to minus 3x on both sides. This is what? The subtraction property of? All right. So now if we simplify this, we'll get 2x plus 5 is equal to negative 9. Okay, what is that plus 5 doing? We can either divide by 2 everywhere or get rid of that plus 5 by subtracting 5. Well, 5 and 9 aren't divisible by 2. So we're going to get rid of this plus 5. So the opposite of plus 5 is, all right. So when we subtract 5 on both sides, we get 2x is equal to negative 14. Wait a second. What is subtracting 5? Subtracting 5 the property of? It's the subtraction property of equality. Good. Now we can divide by 2 on both sides. When we divide, we use the division property of? All right, of equality. And we get x is equal to negative 7. Whew, that's a lot of work just for that one little problem. But that's okay. Remember, you're solving it and you're describing each of the properties. All right, going on. Let's do number 2. A and B. Determine whether the equation has one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. Remember, that's like x is equal to 5. That's one solution. No solution would be like if you get a weird equation like 4 equals 5. That can't happen. That'd be no solution. Or if you like 5 equals 5, or if you have x equals x. That'd be infinitely many solutions. But that's not an answer. That'd be all real numbers. All right, so I'll have to use the distributive property. I'll get negative 4x plus 6. No. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. So we're going to minus 24 is equal to 9x plus 2. All right. I'm going to add 4x on both sides. And I get 13x plus 2 is equal to negative 24. If I subtract by 2 on both sides, I'll get 13x equals negative 26. If I divide by 13, x equals negative 2. All right, so this would be an example of one solution. What's the solution? Negative 2. X equals negative 2. Next up, we have 2x plus 7 is equal to 3x minus x. Oh, wait a second here. If I do 3x minus x, I'll get 2x plus 5. So 2x plus 5 is equal to 2x plus 7. Wait a second here. These are going to be weird. Let's subtract by 2x on both sides. We get 7 equals 5. That's not possible. Well, if it's not possible, then it's no solution. Straight up, here we go. Solve the formula. A equals 1/2 B1 plus B2 H times H for H. Okay, well, I mean, this one's easy because we can do this in one step. I mean, hypothetically. We could multiply both sides by 2. So we'll get 2 times A is equal to B1 plus B2 times H. Well, what's B1? How do we get rid of this grouping times H? Well, then we just divide by B1 plus B2 in a parentheses on both sides. Now, if they really wanted this to be hard, they would make it so that, solve for B1 or something. So we rewrite this. Now, if they're all alone on the bottom, they don't need to be in another room, another parentheses. They're all alone. So you could take them out of their room right there. Okay, there we go. We solved for H. Write the equation in standard form. Okay, so remember standard form is AX plus BY is equal to C. So it has to be an AX plus BY equals C form. Okay, so get rid of all the fractions and move X to the left side. All right, well, it looks like there's a divide by 3 over 3 right there, so we're going to multiply by 3 on both sides. So if we multiply by 3 on both sides, we'll get 3y is equal to 3 divided by 3 is 1. So this is negative 2x. 3 times 7 is 21, but it's 3 times what? Not 7, but 3 times? All right, so we're going to minus 21 instead. All right, if we add 2x on both sides, using the addition property of, we'll get 2x plus 3y is equal to negative 21. Done. That's standard form. We have ax plus by is equal to c. There you go. Okay, write the equation 5x plus 2y is equal to negative 6 in general form. Okay, we'll get y by itself. So the first thing is get rid of that 5x, then get rid of the 2. So we're going to minus 5x on both sides. So we'll get 2y is equal to negative 5x minus 6. Then we just divide by 2 on both sides. Rewriting that, I'll get y is equal to negative 5 divided by 2 is? We don't need to solve it. Just put negative 5 divided by 2. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't y, it was x. My fault. But it's still, just leave it as a fraction. But negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. All right, that's your general form. I like to call it slope-intercept form, but yeah. Let's go on. So it says solve the inequality and graph the solution on a number line. Okay. Well, at this point, last time we didn't do it, but this time I am going to do it. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So if I have x minus 3, and I have a 24 right there, I can divide this side by negative 3 and this side by negative 3. If I do that, the inequality sign will flip. And so I'll get negative 8. This will cancel out, and I'll be left with x minus 3. Technically, he's in his own little room, but if there's nobody nearby, the room breaks apart. All right, so now I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and I get negative 5 is smaller than x. All right, it doesn't have an equal sign, it's just more than, so does that mean it's open or closed? It's open. So I'm going to put negative 3 right here. I'm going to put negative 5. I'm going to put 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put negative 7 right here. Yes, I scaled this correctly, but you don't need to. As long as you put the numbers for inequalities for now. All right, next up, 7. Graph each compound inequality on a number line. All right, so it says -3. So if I make this -3 right here, and I make this 2, I know that it's smaller than 2, but bigger than 3. Yeah, and we know it's going to continue. Each one would continue forever this way, but we don't care about where one of these goes. We care about where both are at the same time. If it's an and, it's where they overlap. So if it's and, we care about when they. All right, cool. Okay, this one we care about where both goes, but not where they overlap. Just where one will go. And there's 2, so we use that to our advantage. So the lower one is -4. So I'm going to put -4 right here. I'm going to say, okay, this one's -4. This one's going to be 1 right here. So this one's going to be bigger and equal, so it's closed. So this way. This one's going to be smaller, but not equal, so it's okay. And so it's going to go this way. All right, guys, we have our block day 2 study guide. Prepare for that test. It's coming up, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you later.